Hey, what's going on guys? It's Wide Gaming, back again with some more Icarus. And today what we're going to be going over is 10 things that I think we need in the game in 2022. This game is brilliant as it is, but I think it could be a hell of a lot better, with a few small changes. Some of them are quite big and probably really hard to do that I've got in mind, but for the most part they're very simple, and I think they will be coming at some point anyway, but I think they need to come pretty damn quick. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, I'd greatly appreciate it, and it helps the channel grow a whole bunch. And fondle those buttons, I'd love you for it. Let's get into it. Now the first thing I think that we really need is a hell of a lot more workshop items. We do not have anywhere near enough at the moment. There's a lot of stuff there when you look at it, but from what I see, it's just variants of different things. So you've got low end stuff moving up to sort of higher low end to mid to higher mid to high to legendary. So there is a lot there when you just go through that menu. There's a lot that you can see, there's a lot that you can buy, but I feel like we need a lot more stuff. I love the grindy bit of the game, but I also hate it. So I feel like having a wider variety of items could take away that grindy element quite a bit. Even just something like pre-built structures. So you could get the parts for a 2x2 wooden hut. So you can land in, put it together. So pretty much like flat pack IKEA furniture. You can drop in, you can put that together, bish bash bosh, it's done. Obviously we've got the little stove in there, which you can cook your food on, so you haven't got to create a stove yourself. But I think things like that would be really cool. And also, something that I really hope they will add, and it will be my next point as well, but vehicles. I think they could add vehicles in there. Obviously that would cost a hell of a lot. That's not going to be something that's cheap. So you're going to need a lot of points, a lot of cash, and a lot of exotics to actually get that. But it would be cool just to have it. Same with firearms. Obviously firearms in the game are very late stage. If you are doing a prospect, you're going to be doing a long one. Mainly farming exotics. That's my go-to for weapons. I'm currently working on a video at the moment, and that seems to be the only one that I've actually needed to craft proper firearms. But other than that, I've not really been too fussed about it. So I think having even just a pistol or one of the hunting rifles and just a stack of 30 rounds. Obviously, once again, something that would be very expensive. Now, next up is vehicles. Number 2. It is the most time-consuming part of the game, and that is part of the game. That's part of the beauty of it. Wandering around, taking in the sights, looking at the scenery, getting attacked by a bear. It's all part of the fun. The bears come in, you get eaten. It works, right? Now, in the trailer that we saw, one of the main ones, you can see they've got little sort of golf buggies. And even in some of the concept art, they've got quad bikes and stuff like that. So I do feel like vehicles is something that we really need. Be that little pit bikes or like the golf buggy type thing, which I think would only be good in the desert biome anyway, or maybe the Arctic. But little bikes or just something like that, something to get around. Because moving, if you're doing a smaller mission in sort of one biome, it's not too bad. But when you move around from those bigger biomes, so you're going from the forest all the way up to the Arctic, and you're doing the either retrieval missions or something like that, it takes a long time to get from point A to point B, and just running around does get a little bit grindy. So I think having a vehicle could take that element away a little bit. Obviously you could do modifiers for the missions, so if you don't take firearms in, you don't take vehicles in, you get paid a little bit more. So there is still that incentive to keep the running and the grindy element there. You want more rewards, you're going to have to work a bit harder for it. You ain't getting on a bike, you're not taking a firearm. Something like that. Could work, could be quite fun. So next up is number 3, and that is the lore. There is a lot of lore in this game. So much. And they pumped it so hard. All the way through the betas, all the way up until release. And personally, I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. They might not, and I might get a bit of slack in the comments, which is fine. But I feel like that has not been brought into the gameplay. I feel like all the lore was there just to hype the game up and let you know what it's about, which I think is a little bit disappointing. obviously, in one of the, I think it was one of the first videos where one of the agents goes, one of the prospectors goes missing, and she gets left behind. Now, I think it would be really cool to sort of go in and try and find the remnants of what happened to those prospectors. I think that'd be amazing. So this point will tie into another point which I'm just coming on into in a second. But simple missions like going down and retrieving dog tags from fallen prospectors to give to their families back on Earth, and just little things like that would be cool. Tying in the laws, tying in the characters. Maybe even coming across old structures that other prospectors have left behind when they've been left on planet. Could be something that's really cool, could be quite fun. So for point 4, it does tie in with the lore side, and that is the missions. There are a hell of a lot of missions, once again, at first glance, looking through that. But when you dig into that a little deeper, quite a few of them are very repetitive. So there's, go to this point, pick this thing up, pick this thing up, pick this thing up, bring it back to the dropship. Go to this point, activate this, come back to the dropship. Go to this point, set up a radar, you get the point, you see what I'm going for. But I think more missions could be brilliant. So other than like go here or farm, go here and build, missions where we go to already made structures could be really cool. So we actually go down there and these ready-made structures are there, but they've been infested with wolves or bears and they've got a nest in. But yet we need that structure because it's I don't know, a radar station that has been put there to help us understand what's going on the ground. I know that could be really, really cool. But it could be kind of contradictory to the lore because the planet is so dangerous and it is hard to keep permanent structures there. But we could go down and repair said structures. There's a lot of things that could be done mission-wise. I do think that a few more need to be added that are a little bit different. Like, you know, there's a lot that could be done. If you've got any suggestions of your own, let me know in the comments. I've got a couple, but I think I'm going to do a separate video on missions that I'd like to see. Now, for number 5, the drops. They are cool. It looks cool coming in the dropship. But something that really, really excited me during the beta weekends was seeing that screen with the world behind you, and then you click on this or that or this and that, and it will pick. You could pick where you want to be. So you could see the planet there, and then you could pick a drop point from that planet. And I think that was brilliant. I don't understand why they took that out. I think the mission selection screen is really cool. So you could do your mission selection and then go back to that planetary screen where you see drop points that are available to you and you see your objective in a point. And then you could pick a drop point that's either closest, or if you want to do some farming along the way, or maybe even some hunting, you could pick a point that's further away. I think that would be really nice, and it would mix it up quite a bit, just being able to pick where you want to go. And I think it should come back with greater detail, that map. So loads of different points. And coming back to the missions as well, we could have side missions where we go and either build a drop platform or maybe even unlock drop zone areas. So I think little side missions could be really, really cool. Just dropping in, so you've got your main objective. It will take away that element of sort of doing the rinse and repeat of the go collect this, go collect that. If you've got a little side mission or two that are down on the planet as well, which give you extra rewards, I'd like to see something like that, because then it does take away the single factor of go here, do this, do that. There's, oh no, let's go for a little wander. Oh look, there's something over there that we need to do, or we can do for extra points. Or, oh, there's something that somebody will pay us 4 or 5 exotics for. I think that would be really, really cool. So next up is, these two kind of tie in, but they don't. And first one is achievements. I have nothing to do with game development. I don't know anything about it, so I don't know how difficult it is to have achievements in a game, whether it's hard or not. But I was really, really disappointed that we didn't have any on launch. I think that we need achievements in the game, because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of stuff. If you're like me and you like to do, at the moment I've been going mad with the Accolades. We'll move on to that in a second. But I've been going mad with stuff to do and grinding out the Accolades. So I think having achievements for those would be quite cool. I don't see why we don't have them. I think they should be, with every game, they should come on launch, I think, personally. But, you know, it is one of those things. It is what it is. And 7 is Accolades. Now, Accolades are absolutely amazing in-game, And they do give us something extra to work for, and I love just going through and seeing what I can do and what I've already done or what I can finish. But ultimately, they're fucking pointless. Excuse my French. They are just some fancy numbers on the screen that we work hard for, and we get zero reward. And that needs to change, like, now, I think. I think that is something that shouldn't have been put in unless there was a reward for it. Seeing a little badge, I'm not a fan. But the rewards could be absolutely amazing. So, either custom badges for your character or your dropship, like emblems and stuff like that. Or maybe it unlocks an exotic, or maybe even some money. Just, there are loads of things that they could add into the accolades to give you something back for them. Even if it's XP, it's something. Or maybe even some of them give you a skill point. So it could be tiered, you know, you get to the top one. A lot of people, myself included, want more skill points. That could be a way of adding skill points in. Finish the accolades, you get a little bit more. Could be a good thing. So next, number 8 is character and dropship customization. Now there is a slight bit of character customization, and I think I've seen somewhere, I've tried to find it again but I can't, but I'm pretty sure there is going to be dropship customization. Or there already is, and I just can't find it and I'm being a dumbass. Possibly that one, you never know. But I think being able to customize our character a little bit more, not just the actual character itself, but more the outfit that you wear. Obviously, we can pick our outfits and we can buy them from the workshop, but I think being able to expand on that and sort of add emblems onto your suit, so for the accolades, for example, would just be cool. And it's a nice way to show off things to different players that you are playing with, and maybe even something else, which I'll move on to in just a second. But I think it'd be cool. Same with the dropships, changing the colours of them and things like that. It'd look nice. It's just something extra to play around with. Gives the game a bit more to do and a bit more life, I think. Now, next up is aliens. Now, obviously we have the desert worm, we have cave worms. They're everywhere. They're 10 a penny where you can find the cave worms. Desert worms, obviously a mission. But we need more. There wasn't enough. The very, very first original trailer had loads of aliens in it. That original trailer, I think, was I don't think that's representative of the game as it is. There's a lot of stuff in there that is in the game, but there's also a lot that isn't. So I think that some of the stuff that was in there, all the aliens and things, could have been completely removed. But then when you watch, if you watch carefully the loading screen, as it comes through, you can see it in the background now, but as it comes through, you can see something just dart across the screen in the back in the woods. And that's not something that we've seen in game yet. So I really, really hope that that is something that they're going to add later on. So more biomes and something like that with aliens in. So biomes that haven't been terraformed. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Obviously, they're not going to put all their eggs in the basket right at the start. So we could see something like that down the line, which I really, really hope that we do. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, for number 10, this one, I think, I'm not 100% sure how hard it is to implement it, but I imagine it is the hardest possible one that is on the list. And that is the actual ship that we are docked onto. The main ship that we depart from, the bit we customize our character, where the workshop is. I think that should be sort of open plan, open world, something free that we can roam around and see every other character preparing. Like we have the city in Destiny, or one of your safe zones in Division. I think it'd just be really cool, just being able to see everybody wandering around, see their player level, see what customization they've got on, see what they're doing, where they're going, and then we could actually walk into the workshop and see sort of either behind a counter, or maybe there could be just like a little catalogue that we could zoom into and browse through. Things like that, I think would be really, really nice. And then we could see some of those characters that are in the actual lore, that you see in sort of what look like ships, or what look like just random things that don't look like they're on Earth. They look spacey. But I think that could be really cool. It's probably something that's really, really difficult to implement. But I think it'd just be nice to be able to wander around, see the planet from above. It'd just be a fucking amazing feature, I think. And yeah, I would love to see that. But anyway, that is 10 things that Icarus, personally, I think needs in 2022. If you've got any suggestions of your own, drop them down in the comments below. And I hope you've enjoyed today. If you have, subscribe, drop a like. Greatly appreciate it. Also, fondle that bell notification, because we will be starting to stream soon on YouTube. Hopefully on the 11th of January. But if you've been watching the channel for a while, you will know I have a baby on the way. So if the baby comes before then, we may not be able to. But either way, I will keep you all updated. Keep your eyes on the community tab. Keep your eyes on the community tab. And thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And we'll see you all on Tuesday with some more Icarus.